Definitely, but I didn't know basically what a big influence that it would have on the whole skateboarding world. I started hitting the lip so hard when grabbing the rails that eventually I knew I was going to pop out, but I didn't know if I could land it. But then when I started landing it, because the dog bowl was such a nice transition and such a beautiful pool, and the coping was a little bit loose, so I was kind of hitting and it was throwing me out. Eventually I just let go and landed it, and mostly my friends were blown away because I knew I could make it. It's just a matter of time. I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it. I kept telling myself, just keep trying because you're gonna make it. And then when I landed, most of my friends were like, did you see what he just did? They're like, oh my God. They're like, he just landed, like flew in the air and landed it. And like, that's what led to other attempts and variations. Because Jay was trying to do aerials at about the same time. There was a couple other guys that were trying by flying out, but my technique, again, we back to technique. My technique with the tuck knee and front side, I could see where to land it and where I was going to go. It was just a matter of keep trying until you land it, you know?
You said the other guys were almost, they were trying it either. Was there a little bit of a race to see who will land it first? You see Jay, oh my God, he's almost landed. That's really cool, but maybe I can land it first.
Yeah, I think so, because we were always pushing each other competitively by just unspoken, you know, just by doing what we were doing. But, you know, once I started landing and doing aerials and the magazine showed the pictures and stuff, everybody was following that direction, you know. Everybody wanted to skate pools. Everybody wanted to do an aerial in a pool. Everybody wanted to skate like Dogtown guys. Everybody wanted to wear the same kind of clothes we wore, use the words, the graphics, everything. We created a trend, but we also created a direction by revolutionizing skateboarding and taking it to the next limit. The next limit, from the streets to the banks to the pools, that was where the steps were going. And basically the steps that went to where we went were what eventually skate park designers started looking at to design skateboard parks, which today is the state of the art, is concrete skateboard parks, you know? So I get to skate the best stuff in the world now for free. I don't have to run from the cops, you know? It's just like skateboarding for me has become basically a free ticket to just paradise, you know? It's awesome. So it's really cool.
Do you think that the mood of having the original crew all back together, just riding like in the old days, just for the pure act of skate, you think that this vibe helped manage to do this maneuver?
Yeah, I think that, and also, you know, the fact that we had been out all doing our own things, and we knew that when we were all together, that's when things were really going to progress, like at a rapid pace, especially if we were all in a pool that was as good as the Dog Bowl. I mean, there weren't any other places in the world to skate that were as good as the ones that we had right in our neighborhood, in the backyard. We had Paul Revere, we had Bellagio, we had all the reservoirs like Beverly Glen, the Skyline Pit. I mean, we had all the best spots. And then the Dog Bowl was just the best of the best. So there's no doubt that when you're all together in a spot like that, it's going to be the best it can be, you know, because not only did we feel like being with all the guys together was a progressive and a very progressive and a very like, I would say like everything was moving faster, even though when you're skating.
Not the cops, man.
Alva is invading a pool again.
It's like Scarface. But
My little friend.
yeah, say hello to my little friend. But just the way that we were progressing and when we were together was at a very spontaneous and a very rapid pace. And like, you know, it might have started just with the frontside air, but I'm telling you, from there it went to like inverts, it went to like indie airs, lean airs, backside airs, mute airs, you know, just everything went into the air. You know, inverts became a very big part of like the 70s style skateboarding was, so it just started with that frontside air basically, which I think is the most stylish air myself because of the fact that it just looks very graceful and powerful when you do a nice frontside air.
And what do you think when you see like Shaun White trying a 1080 on a board?
I think that if it wasn't for what we did in the 70s, there wouldn't be a Shaun White, there would be no snowboarding, there would be no X Games, and there wouldn't be definitely like an Olympic snowboarding team. It just wouldn't exist. And I am very proud of a young American athlete like Shaun White. I think that he's an amazing athlete. I think that what he does is he opens doors just like we did to the youth to show them a way of expressing themselves, to become an athlete and a champion at a young age, and to be proud of us, to, you know, being free and having that art form of surfing and skateboarding and snowboarding. It's not a, you know, a right. It's a, you know, it's basically it's a privilege, you know, and like we have to understand and be grateful for what we have. And I think we as Americans can help, you know, show people all over the world that not only are we trying to do things that are progressive and that are based on peace and on love and just like sharing, but also on just being a good sport, you know, having sportsmanship and being like not trying to step on everybody and push, you know, because everybody thinks of Americans that way, but in reality, we just want to be out there having fun and doing our thing and do it with grace and style and beauty.
Style is a really big matter for you guys. Yeah, it's better to look good than to do something crazy, impossible.
Definitely, and you know, people could argue and say that Shaun White doesn't have good style, but you know, try and go out and do what he does and look good. I mean, it's difficult. It's really hard. What he's doing is very technical, you know. So, you know, style has changed a lot, and a lot of people argue that there's no style left, really, especially in snowboarding, because a lot of us surfers and skateboarders look at snowboarders as imitating. You know, they're not really like innovators, they're more like we call it imitators. But, you know, I think everybody has their own thing, you know, and it's like there's always going to be change, and you really can't look at snowboarding. I mean, I used to say it myself, and I've been guilty of saying that snowboarders are just monkeys on, you know, strapped on boards and doing, you know, what they see skateboarders do and surfers do. But everybody has their own form of expression, so I say just more power to them, you know. I just have a tendency to think that surfers and then skateboarders are the more stylish and resilient of athletes. But, you know, snowboarders, I mean, look how far they pushed it to the limit to where they have international exposure, and they even have their own, you know, half pipe event in the Olympics. So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's huge. It's really, really huge.
Yep.
And when you think skateboard is gonna be Olympic?
I hope never. I really don't think that we need the Olympics for skateboarding. I think the Olympics need skateboarding. So I don't really see skateboarding as being acceptable to the Olympics because of the fact that it's hard to judge. If it was racing, maybe, but that's not the exciting part of skateboarding. The exciting part of skateboarding for like people to view on TV and a large audience format is street skating. You know, vert skating, so, you know, to a certain extent it's exciting, but I really think that the most exciting skateboarding for people to view is the street skating. And I don't think there's really a fair way to judge. I don't think there really is, because there's too many subtleties that people don't realize when it comes to style, to speed, to power, to technicality. And the judges really, you couldn't have an Olympic skateboarding judge. They wouldn't even know what to judge. Like it'd be like with the Dogtown thing all over again. They would just be like scratching their heads, kind of going like, you know, how do we judge this? So, you know, that's kind of like it's a good problem, you know, it's a good problem.
So what do you think about skateboarding nowadays? You still feel that it's keep evolving, it's going to another new thing, or it's just there and it's hard to breathe new fresh air in the sport nowadays?
No, it's always changing and always getting better. There's always progress. You know, we're not going for perfection, we're going for progress. And the progress is that I think skateboarding has come in a full cycle to where the old guys are back out skating, the older guys like me, and having fun, just doing what they love to do. The kids are still pushing it, especially with street skating and, you know, some of the vert skaters even. The parks are getting better. A lot of little kids coming in, little guys just ripping, you know, like crazy, like 15-year-old kid just from Brazil just won the Bondi Bowl, you know, in Australia. It's like there's no limit, you know, and the kids are just getting better and the old guys are just having more fun. And there's nothing that I would change about it. There's nothing. Just let it be. You know, as the Beatles would say, well, just let it be, you know.
Like the song.
Yeah, exactly. Let it be. Let it be.
So, is there any movement nowadays that you think that you could compare with like the revolution you did